Hi, Maria here and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would talk about my favorite, most exciting perfumes for spring. And before I get started, if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you enjoy content on beauty and things over 50, or not, like if you're younger you could be here too, but perfume, makeup, lifestyle, whatever, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you already are subscribed, thank you for coming back time after time. I really appreciate you. My first perfume is Mon Guerlain. I just love this perfume. So the story behind this one is I wanted a special perfume for turning 50, you know, something to bring in the 50s in style. And my sister had given me money, and so I bought this one with it. So it's special to me because it commemorates the 50-year birthday. And lately, like, it kind of was, like, for whatever reason, both my sister and I at the same time kind of started really getting into perfumes. So that's why I thought, okay, I'm going to use the money she gave me for a perfume, because then it reminds me of her as well. But this perfume, so Mon Guerlain has lavender in it, and you definitely, like, when you smell this, you definitely get that lavender. It just smells so, it smells fruity, but there isn't any fruit in here. So you're getting that lavender. It's a bit herbaceous, but then you're getting the florals, you're getting jasmine and rose, and there's a bit of iris in it that kind of powders it up a bit. And I'm not normally a fan of powdery type scents, and this isn't super powdery, like it's not Old Lady or anything like that, but it just kind of warms up the scent and just makes it a little bit softer. So you get the herbaceous note of the lavender, but then you get the softness from things like the violet, and it's just beautiful. And then the base notes, there's a bunch of different base notes, so it just stays rich completely throughout the whole entire experience. Definitely lavender to begin with, but that lavender stays throughout the whole entire thing. You get the florals, but then it dries down into this warm vanilla. So I just love this one. I think the other reason why I love this is when I was a girl, my mom had, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Yardley lavender powder. She had a lavender powder and a lavender soap. And I actually still have one of the tins that the lavender soap came in. And I would go into her cupboard and I would pull that out and I would sniff that lavender, and it just always, lavender reminded me of my mom for the longest time. But then when my son was a baby, I started giving him, like, after a bath, I'd give him a massage with this oil that was lavender based. And so, like, every time I smell lavender, I think of him. I think of all the wonderful people in my life, basically. So yes, I love lavender, and I'm glad it's in here, and I'm glad I have this one. This is just a beautiful, classy smelling perfume. It's not obnoxious in the slightest. It's not too sweet. It's not too anything. It's just beautiful. And so I highly recommend this one. This one to me smells like if I was, you know, wearing some sort of beautiful gauzy white gown, and I had a basket on my arm, and my hair was done up all like kind of romantic-y, and I was walking through a lavender field in France. If I was walking in a lavender field and smelling all the smells and seeing the beautiful scenery of the Mediterranean, oh, take me away. Anyway, this is really great, so highly recommend. The next perfume was one that I blind bought, and I was a little, I watched a bunch of videos on it, and it's a celebrity scent. So I was like, but it was so affordable and it got majorly good reviews, so I thought I'd give it a try. And it's Sofia Vergara's Sofia. So this is the nicest celebrity scent I've ever smelled. I've smelt some, and they, like, I'm thinking Britney Spears Fantasy, and some people love those. I find them too sweet, and so I can remember I tested out a Britney Spears Fantasy one or something like that when it first came out, and at first I'm like, oh, this is sweet and yummy, and then it just, it ended up giving me a headache. So I was worried about whether this one would be too sweet, and I'm happy to say that it's not. Now, the top notes of this are blackberry, currant buds, and plum. And I can definitely smell that fruit, like, you know, the rich kind of blackberry, you know, plummy type scent. Just those deep fruits, juicy fruits. I can definitely smell those, and that's like it's definitely more of a fruity floral. This one just makes me happy when I smell it. It has violet, orchid, and rose, so that balances out the fruit nicely. And then in the base, it's got vanilla and sandalwood and a few things like that. Now, what I find about this one is that I love the opening, I love the first few hours, but when the dry down happens, like in those base notes, it's a little underwhelming in that base note stage. But the top and the mid is all really beautiful, and it's just beautiful. It's also really quite classy. This isn't a, you know, a girly type scent. This one's just beautiful, not too sweet. You get the fruity, you get the floral. I love this one. Highly recommend. So the next scent, I love it. Well, let's face it, I love them all. But this one, it's Angel Muse Eau de Toilette. Now, the Eau de Parfum of the Angel Muse, that's gotten a lot of hype because it's got, you know, that hazelnutty note that everybody just loves, and it kind of smells like Nutella, except for me. So I get, like when I smell the Eau de Parfum, I get the lemon and I get the patchouli, and it's a little bit of warmth there, I'm assuming, from the hazelnut, but I don't ever smell that hazelnutty, chocolatey goodness that everyone's talking about. To me, it smells like kind of a sweet tea, and I like the smell of it. I find it really comforting, but yeah, I felt disappointed because I don't ever get that chocolatey vibe from it. But this one, the notes in this one are, like, on the top part of it, are grapefruit, mandarin, and passion fruit. And so this gives it kind of a bright, juicy fruit. It's still tart, maybe not quite as tart as the Eau de Parfum, but still really, yeah, really bright and really beautiful. The mid notes of this one are patchouli and hazelnut spread. So it's in the mid, like the top and the mid smells very similar to the Angel Muse Eau de Parfum. But then in the dry down, this one has chocolate, caramel, some sort of wood, and vetiver. So in the dry down is when I notice that chocolatey vibe come out. So if you find that Angel Muse Eau de Parfum is more tea-ish for you rather than hazelnut, try that Eau de Toilette because it has that chocolatey vibe. So you get the bright wonderfulness of it in the beginning, but then you get that warm dry down of the chocolatey goodness, and I absolutely love this one. Please check out the Eau de Toilette, you know, sniff it, get a sample of it. I love it, and I think it's got great longevity as well. So yes, give this one a try. Actually, this one's not mine. It's my sister's. It's my wonderful sisters, and I'm slightly jealous, but I'll get one eventually because it's just awesome. So anyway, nice, cheery, wonderful spring. Now the next one, I just have a decant of it. I ordered a sample box from Be Layered, and this one is First Kiss by Be Layered. It smells so amazing. This one is a dupe or an inspiration scent for Perfumes de Marly Delina. So if you have Delina, if you have First Kiss, they're quite similar. And I just love this for spring. Basically, I love all of these for any time, but for spring in particular, they're just wonderful. So this, like when I think of spring, I think of bright, juicy, you know, blooms happening, birds singing. It's just amazing, right? And unfortunately, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, we don't even have any green on the trees at the end of April. It's dismal still. So I've been wanting spring since March, and so I get it in my perfumes. So anyway, First Kiss, you get this note of rhubarb, but it's balanced with a nutmeg, which is amazing. It has peony, it has rose, and this one is such a strong, long-lasting perfume. I highly recommend this from Be Layered. I just love it. And to me, it smells like, it smells round, like it smells full bodied. It's just amazing. To me, the woman that would be wearing this one, she would be like carrying an Hermes Birkin bag with high heels, extremely wealthy, and she wears, you know, it's still kind of cool, but still spring, and she is all business, man. And she has you know, a winter white colored wool suit on, just like a fine, you know, light wool, I guess. Like, really tailored, beautiful, hair just done perfectly, she's a powerhouse. This perfume is a powerhouse. You don't need much, but it is awesome. And I just really enjoy the smell of this throughout the day. I don't find that it changes much. It kind of stays true to form from start to beginning to me. And it's beautiful. Long lasting, only need one or two sprays of this and it'll last you all day. So highly, highly recommend. The last perfume I have for you today is by a brand called Floral Street, and I smelt it at Sephora, and I just love it. I'm gonna put the picture up here. All I have is a sample. I'm gonna buy it at some point, but there's only so many perfumes a person can buy at once. I just love this one. So this one has red berries in it. It's got guava. It's got lemon in it, so it's nice and tart and sweet. It just smells juicy. It's got raspberry buds, I think it is, but to me, I get that raspberry red fruit vibe from this one off the beginning, and then you get peony in there, and I love peony. I just think it smells like such a bright flower. This smells pink to me, like it just smells pink and cheery. To me, the girl that would be wearing this one is wearing, like, you know, kind of a dress from the 50s, and she's always got a smile on her face, and she's like full of like je ne sais quoi, she's just charismatic and laughy and smiley and carefree. That's this girl. So this is much more youthful, but it's not too youthful. Like, it's not like a kiddie type perfume at all. It's the sweetest out of all the ones I'm talking about, but it just smells beautiful. I love peony perfumes, so I love the peony, but I love it paired with the fruit. And then in the dry down, you get cotton candy, which to me is kind of a crazy, you can smell the cotton candy too. So when it dries down, you get cotton candy, vanilla, but also vetiver. So it kind of balances out that sweetness. But it definitely, it leans kind of gourmand in the dry down with the sweetness. But oh, I love this one. It smells super cheery, super happy. To me, when I put this one on, it just instantly, well, let's face it, they all make me happy. But this one, just, it's just, I don't know. You gotta sniff it. Some people find this too sweet, but I just love it. The only thing about this one is that it lasts the least amount of time. So the rest of them, I find the longevity good. Longevity wise, I would say First Kiss by Be Layered, that's the longest one. Then Mon Guerlain, then Angel Muse, beautiful. Sofia Vergara would be next at about 5 hours. And then the Peony, the Wonderland Peony would be, I would give it 4 hours. So it doesn't last long, but it's worth reapplying. And yeah, it's just, I just think it's really pretty, really sweet, really fruity, really juicy. It's just perfect for spring. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, tell me what your favorite perfumes are for the spring. You know, do you have one in particular? Do you have a few? I basically want I want lots of perfumes. I love them. So these are the ones I'm enjoying. Tell me which ones you enjoy. What's your favorite? If you've got other spring perfumes that you want to share, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And I think that's it. I think that's all we have. I hope that you're enjoying your spring. I hope that you have green on your trees. I'll be getting it within a few weeks, I'm sure, but Yeah, I wish it was sooner, but it isn't, so I'll enjoy sniffing my perfumes instead. Ah, beautiful. Anyway, that's it. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.